What's up, family? In today's video, we'll be looking at spiritual and enlightening TikToks that are going to help you raise those vibrations.
And you have the spiritual gift of discernment, I can pretty much guarantee that I know your personality. If you have the spiritual gift of discernment, I can pretty much guarantee that I know your personality. Are you ready for this? People always think that you look mean. And I want to say like mean, not like you're nasty or anything like that, but sometimes you don't look approachable. And it's not because you're mean, but because you're reading people and you can tell their thoughts and intentions. And sometimes you are in deep thought. I don't want to say sometimes, most of the time you're in deep thought about the people who are around you, and you don't catch yourself in how you look. You're not really focused on how you're looking and how you're portraying. And it's hard sometimes to mask what you're seeing in the spirit. That's tough. That is tough. So sometimes people are just like, I ain't want to talk to you because you look mean. And when they realize, like when they first talk to you, it's like, oh man, you're actually really a nice person. The problem just was you saw things and understood things that not everybody else saw. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like that would be a good conversation. Let's talk about it.
What do you guys think?
Dog, I can't stress it enough. Love yourself. Love you.
Why not?
Like, bro, if they don't like you as who you truly are, fuck them. Like, I can't. And to all the religious people who gonna come up in my comments and be like, oh my gosh, she's saying a curse word. No, I'm saying a cuss word. Cuss words are different in every language just because they're made up. They're not real. That's where y'all get stuck on stupid. Be yourself. Everybody's not gonna like you. Be righteous in who you are. That's love. That's why when you're angry, it's still righteous because you didn't go outside of yourself to destroy you or anybody else, but you stood on the truth. So you could be angry and be righteous. You can be lustful and be righteous. Your lust is still divine if you're operating within goodness and self-love. That means you're not going outside of yourself to desire or imagine things that you shouldn't be imagining that you know are going to kill you in the end. You have self-control because you've planted those seeds within your body. So what comes out of you is the fruit you bear. And again, you're going to eat your words. So why not make them good? They go, why not love yourself? That's all it is. That's what heaven is reaching up to the version of you that you think is out there and then finding out that it's always been in here. The love you're looking for, the mercy you're looking for, the kindness you're looking for, the gentleness you're looking for. It's all within you. And the reason why you can't access it is because you would rather believe lies. Why rely on what you can't see instead of relying on what you know? You can't see your feelings, but you know how you feel. That's why God is within you. It's your emotions and your triggers and your traumas and your hurts and your pains and your doubts and your fear, but it's also your love. It's you. You have to face yourself so that you can feel the love of God because it's real. And what they're telling you about the love of God is just the fear of God, the potential of God, which you've never seen evidence of. Believe in the truth of God, which you have evidence of.
Love yourself. Couldn't have said it better.
If it's one thing God don't play about is the removal. He will remove you. He will remove them. He will remove some things. But what God will do is separate what needs to be separated. He will. I mean, you can pray to remove her all you want. It's going to work. But it was going to be removed regardless. If you're in a relationship that does not serve him, he will remove it. If there is something in your life that is not serving him, he is going to remove it. He has called you to be holy, and you cannot be holy with that around, with them around, with you around them. He will remove it. If there's a friendship that is not going anywhere and it has served his purpose, he will remove it. With no explanation. Gone, off the grid. Done. Accept the removal. It is okay. There are beautiful goodbyes There's also beautiful hellos, beautiful beginnings. Let him remove it. If he said it's done, then it's done.
Five reasons God keeps spiritually gifted people single longer than most people. Number one, you operate on a frequency that makes people either run toward you or run away from you. There's no middle ground with you, right? So your presence either draws them into a deeper version of themselves, or it makes them uncomfortable with seeing who they really are. And God will not allow you to settle for somebody that runs. Reason number two, you see through people's mask in the first conversation. So while everybody else is impressed by other people's words, you're actually reading their heart. And that gift makes dating exhausting because most people aren't ready for somebody who truly sees the real them. So God is protecting you from fake compatibility. Reason number three, your calling demands everything right now. See, God is birthing something inside of you that is massive, and it's going to require you to focus all of your energy on that task. And the wrong relationship will split your attention, and God cannot allow that to happen right now. Reason number four, you keep attracting people who want to use your gift, but not love your heart. See, they don't want a real relationship. What they really want is your prayers, because your prayer works. Your insight, because it brings massive breakthrough. Your spiritual covering, because you and God have a really close relationship. And he's protecting you from people that want to withdraw instead of deposit. Reason number five, he's training you to recognize the real thing. So your person won't be intimidated by your gift. They'll be in awe of it. They won't try to manage your calling. Instead, they'll protect you and hold space so that you can fulfill it. But you had to experience the opposite of what that looks like. So when it comes, you know that it's the real thing. So listen, God didn't mass produce people like you. You are different. And he handcrafted you with a specific assignment. And he's preparing somebody who walks alongside you in that calling that won't distract you from it. So you're not hard to love. God just loves you too much to allow the wrong person to come in your life and derail your destiny. So if you caught this message, drop your biggest takeaway below in the comments, share this video, and make sure you follow me for more just like this. I love you.
Yo, it ain't that no one will love you. It's just that God loves you too much to put you in that situationship.
Let me tell you something that they don't tell you. Physical reality is a mirror of your perception. Everything that you see, touch, experience isn't real. It's your perception. Everything around you is made out of the same vibrating atoms, operating at different frequencies. And your mind interprets the vibrations and turn it into what you believe to be a car, a chair, a person. And your beliefs decides how you experience everything that you see and feel and everything. So that's why two people can experience the same thing, like a movie. They can eat the same thing. They can go through the same event, but have two completely different experiences. You're not experiencing the thing itself. You're experiencing your interpretation of it. So say mornings. Say if you believe that you're not a morning person and you wake up and you need coffee and you don't feel you're in a mood all the time, that's just what you believe to be true. Say you wake up every morning early, you drink water instead of coffee, and you get up and move, exercise, and you repeat it on a daily, that becomes your new normal because you're programmed to the subconscious mind to be what is real. So the only thing that is real is how you interpret what you believe to be. So remember, what you think is real isn't real. It's just what you've been telling yourself over and over. So change your belief, you change your whole experience.
Some of you may already know this, but your spirit always knows that something is off before you physically see it. And there's a reason you felt uneasy around that person before they ever betrayed you. It's why your chest got tight in that opportunity that looked good but felt off. It's why you couldn't explain it, but something in you, it literally said, don't go, don't trust, don't stay. There wasn't anxiety, there was discernment. And understand this. See, your spirit is tuned to heaven's frequency, not man's presentation. The Bible says this in 1 John chapter 2, verse 20. It says, but you have an anointing from the Holy One, and you know all things. Let that marinate. Because what that means is that sometimes your spirit will see the snake before your eyes can spot the slither. Because the Holy Spirit doesn't just reveal what's real, he warns you before it wounds you. You got to take notice. So don't wait for the fruit to rot to admit the tree was toxic. If your spirit feels it, then trust it. Don't just heed the red flags, honor the whispers. Because God isn't always loud, but he's always accurate. And when something is off, your spirit already knows it long before your sight catches up. The moral of this story, don't second guess the Holy Spirit.
You ever hear voices in your head when you mad? Why they come in your head when you mad? Those are demons. They connect with chaos. They connect with drama. They connect with violence. So when you're violent, that demon can manifest in your mind. It can put words in your head. You think those are your thoughts? No, don't act on them thoughts. When you get mad, pay attention to your thoughts. All of a sudden, you think of the worst thing to do. How to hurt them, how to beat them, how to mistreat them. I ought to go do this, I ought to go do that. No, them demons are connecting with your anger to boost you up to do something that's going to destroy somebody else and destroy yourself. Pay attention to those words that come on your mind. And some people act on it. Yeah, them demons will make you feel like you're tough, full of pride, boost you up. Yeah, and you end up dead. For real. The truth, I'm not lying. Pay attention to your thoughts when you get angry, for real.
See, certain individuals are spiritually protected. And I'm going to tell you how you know. Most people that are spiritually protected, if someone tries them, you know, being disloyal to them, try to hurt them, try to do all these different things to them, something terrible usually happens to them right after that, depending on how drastic they were with what they tried. Some people can't even be cursed. Because if you try to curse that person, that curse will be reversed and hit you even harder than what you were trying to bring that pain to them.
That's karma right there.
Dolores Cannon says that when you leave your house or the building you're in, it does not physically exist. The first time I heard this, I was like so confused, but it relates with quantum theory. The double slit experiment proves that our observation has everything to do with the outcome, and we are light beings living in a light matrix. Everything is made up of light. Something that's physical, like my shoes, that's vibrating at the speed of light. That's why it's physical. So basically, your observation has everything to do with your reality. Everything in your reality you are putting and creating there, and it's made up of your consciousness. That's a Dolores Cannon quote. Everything exists here and now. Literally everything is existing now. I just thought of something so crazy. You guys know how in like video games, Pokemon, when you're walking around and the more you walk, whenever you walk to a certain place, that becomes your reality. That's what I'm thinking of in my head. That's what reality is to me. Wherever you go and observe is what you are interacting with, which makes it physical. If you're not interacting with it or observing it, it doesn't exist until you consciously observe it.
Yeah, that's like the hologram theory or something like that, to where things don't exist until you actually look at them. But again, it's also kind of weird, because how does everyone see the same things existing at the same time? Like, for example, right now, none of that stuff should exist behind me. However, you guys can see it. Somebody can see it. I'm not looking at it, so it exists somewhere. The camera can see it. You get what I'm saying?
And quantum theory proves this. The double slit experiment proves that our observation has everything to do with the outcome. Only when someone is observing something does the light shine through.
Yeah, so what are cameras then?
What if even in tragedy, that was part of the soul's plan? I just saw a woman get sentenced to 50 years in prison after the police found 2 bodies in her trunk, which were her children. I know some people might say she's gonna burn in hell, but what if not? You know, what if that was part of the plan? What if their souls made the agreement that her children will only live about 5 to 6 years, and this experience will happen. Not for punishment, but for evolution, for growth, for awakening. See, the women challenge living the next 50 years in a cell, that's the weight. But what if the experience is exactly what the soul chose to learn? See, most of us think that life is just random, and that after life, we either go to heaven or hell. But spirituality, the truth is much deeper. We don't get punished for eternity, or we don't get rewarded. You know, it's more of we wake up back to who we actually are as the soul, and we reflect on what we learned, what we went through, how we grow, did we be disconnected. The difference is this: if you go through life asleep, driven by the ego, it feels like chaos, pain, regret. But if you're awakened, you begin to see the pieces, the lessons, the contrast, the meaning, but you're no longer just a character. You realize that you're the soul that chose the script. Well, we all have soul groups, souls that incarnate with us, play different roles in different lifetimes, sometimes as parents, sometimes as enemies, sometimes even as the ones who hurt us. But it's all agreement, all to grow. So ask yourself, are you judging from the outside, or are you starting to see the deeper story of your soul and trying to understand it? This isn't about justifying, it's about understanding. Consciousness change how you experience everything.
So I ain't gonna lie, that resonates a little bit, right? However, my only issue is when you start feeling like nothing's real, like this reality isn't real, like you or me aren't real, and that we have soul ties or soul agreements, prior ones, right? What if we don't? And that agreement that we think we have isn't the right agreement. You get what I'm saying? So then we just start believing in something that isn't truly what our purpose is. So what if that thing that we believe in is demonic or evil, right? And then we follow that path. That's the only thing, is that it's like a slippery slope when you start to think that reality isn't reality, and people start to not care.
Like once you raise your vibration so high, you feel me? Once you vibrate so high, it's like people that's vibrating on lower dimensions, like 3D, they don't even see you, right? It's like you in public, you around people, it's like you see them, you can see them clear as day, but they don't see you at all, right? They don't even know you there. They don't see you because they're not vibrating on that level, right? You done raise your vibration so much to where people that still vibrating on these lower dimensions, 3D, 2D, they don't see you, right? But you can see them. Listen, the only people that can see you is the people that's vibrating on the same level as you, right? Because your vibration is so high. You done raised your energy so high to where you vibrating so fast, right? You vibrating fast. So it's like when you in public and you around all these lower dimensional beings, they don't see you because you vibrating too fast, right? I tested this theory out. Listen, I was in public the other day, nigga. It was a lot of people in the store. I'm walking right by people. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, excuse me. Nobody is saying nothing back, right? Because there was a lot of people in the store and it was real crowded. So I'm trying to ease by people. I'm saying, excuse me. They looking at items and shit. They act like I'm not even there, right? I'm saying, excuse me. They act like they don't even hear me. I'm like, damn, they really don't see me, right? This is because my vibration, I done raised my vibration so high to where people that's still stuck in them 3D dimensions, 2D dimensions, they can't see you, right? Because you vibrating too fast. So only those that's vibrating on the same level as you can see you. Ashe, I hope that makes sense.
Raise those vibrations.
When you have a spiritual awakening, you really start to see life as the Truman Show. Because when you have a spiritual awakening, it's like you start to see all the BS in society. You start to see this shit like Truman. You start to see the stage lights. You start to see the fake ass backgrounds. You start to see all the bullshit. This shit is a set. It's not real. Because that's what society is. It's a stage. All this shit is staged. And then just like in the Truman Show, when you start to notice all of this shit is fake, all this shit is staged, all of the actors on the stage will start to try to convince you that it's real. You start to see through all the bullshit. You seeing through all the BS. And the actors are like, no, what are you talking about? It is real. No, don't deviate from it. No, don't try to escape it. No, it's real. What are you talking about? Life started to be like the Truman Show. Because a lot of times when you have a spiritual awakening, a lot of people will start to say that you're just crazy. A lot of people will say you're going through psychosis. But a lot of the time, it's just because you start to constantly keep seeing through all the bullshit, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And sometimes that shit can cause a little bit of psychosis. Because you start to question, what the fuck is real? Is any of this real? Is any of the people even real? Because when you truly awaken, you really start to see through all the fuckery nonsense. And this shit really become damn near like a movie. Because notice how Truman in the Truman Show, he thought he was going crazy. He thought he was tripping. And that's exactly what happened when your ass awaken. You think you be tripping.
For real, man. I still haven't seen that Truman Show.
Once you can start shifting through dimensions, you unlock your superpower. I'm gonna guide you through each dimension, going from 2D to 5D. What is a dimension? It is just levels of awareness, a perspective. You kind of think of it as layers stacked on top of each other, and the higher the level, the more awareness you gain. The more you understand who you are, and the more you understand how reality works. Now, 2D is a mindset that objectifies. You see people as tools they can use. That's where things like manipulation and your narcissist come up. They see others as somebody to use instead of actually having a genuine connection. 2D, this is like the most NPC you can get. Like, you're literally operating on survival instincts. 3D is when you identify with what you do. That can be your occupation, your status, your achievements. People in the 3D attach their self-worth with their hustle. They believe they need to grind to feel worthy, or I'm not valuable unless I'm a hard worker. Especially men. We're taught if we're not working, we are not valuable. But that is just a program that the system gave us. 4D is a tricky one. 4D is when you identify with the mind and you now become aware of your thoughts and your emotions and you identify with them. This is where shadow work happens. This is when you are in the healing journey. Here's the catch. If you raise your level of awareness and realize that the present moment is the only thing that exists, you realize, wait a minute, if I am healing, that means that I'm a person who is not healed yet. The universe can only give you what you already have. So that means you are telling the universe that you are not healed. The universe is going to be like, okay, this person likes to heal, so I'm going to give him more problems that he can heal. It's a paradigm. Now you got 5D. 5D is I just am. I am pure consciousness. I am pure awareness. I am the observer of my thoughts. So now I realize, wait a minute, just because I have a negative thought doesn't mean I'm a negative person, because I realize I am the observer of the mind. I'm not even the mind. You are no longer a victim to your reality. You are now a creator of your reality. You are just observing the experience. You don't attach your identity to it. 5D is when you ascend time and space. You are no longer a victim to physical reality because you are operating in the quantum field, aka the astral plane or the imagination. The mind cannot tell the difference between the past, the now, and the future. When you feel something in the imagination as real, you can feel it, and that becomes a portal. As long as you remain in that frequency, you are now attracting that reality towards you. The quantum field, the astral plane, or the imagination, everything is happening all at once, and every version of you exists. So if you can tune into the version of you who is already healed, instead of tuning into the version of you who is healing, you see how there are two different realities? That is how you shift timelines. This is what people mean when they say you are multi-dimensional. Boom, just like that, you shifted. You are now healed. That is your superpower. Say goodbye to shadow work.
Yo, so we went over 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D. What is D? Just regular 1D. No one talks about that, huh? Maybe that's the secret. That's the sauce right there. 1D. We need to get to... No, I'm just playing. I don't know, though. But what are you guys' thoughts on his explanation on dimensions? And also, if you trade in those Ds for Gs, and you think about the times we're in, those two things kind of correlate.
This is why you should pray over everything, like every day. Because you got witches and warlocks and just ordinary people, you know, praying over you and over the things that you have. Like your shirt can be cursed, your food can be cursed, or they pray over it in a negative way. Or they can just be praying over you, speaking all types of negative things over you. you know, that you may fail or your plans may fail. That's why, and they doing this stuff every day. I think they even got people on payroll to do this stuff, to curse that neighborhood, to curse that neighborhood, sending demons and stuff at you. That's why you got to pray every day, and over the things like over your food, over your shoes. They cursing shoes. They cursing candy. So you probably thinking you just gonna go get a candy bar. It's cursed. They prayed over it. Or you thinking you just gonna go pick up this picture or this little statue and you bring it up in your house. Now you just set yourself up for spiritual warfare. And each day, whether it's in your dreams or in real life, some kind of form or fashion, they're getting these legal contracts, like spiritual legal contracts, to bind you to certain stuff that's bad. That's why you gotta pray every day to get out of those contracts, those spiritual contracts, or those spiritual covenants that you're making and you don't even know it. And you got this item in your house and it's cursed or hexed, or they just gained some legal right to send whatever to you because you got it in your house. That's what pray it up means.
Learning how to relax and not get triggered by every little thing is actually one of the most effective ways to grow and mature and to reduce that stress and to be able to ease your mind. It's like constructing a mental shield that allows things just to bounce off instead of piercing through. Some may perceive it as zoning out or not caring, but in reality, it's about you safeguarding your heart and your peace, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the only one that is going to protect it the way you do. Reacting to everything and everyone keeps you in a constant state of edginess, and that tension that you always feel doesn't just remain in your mind. It goes into the physical, it goes into the spiritual, it goes into even the financial, how you spend money, what you do with money, because you're trying to run from things that you can't run from. And so what you do is you'll find yourself trying to fulfill this desire, but you can never do it.
You are already the perfect match for everything that you want. There is no subconscious to reprogram. There is only one mind. There's no healing to do. There's no striving to do. There is no working to do. You are already made in the perfect image of the divine. The only reason that you don't have the things that you want, the life that you dream of, is because you are making the rules. It's because you continue to make rules that push you out of alignment. Meaning, to choose what you want to unfold for you in this life, you have to grant it to yourself. Now, how can you go to the end, grant it to yourself, and then say, I have to react this type of way when I see a certain situation to get it? Do you have it or not? How can you say you have it and then say you have to visualize like this? You have to affirm like this. Make up your mind. You already have it. You couldn't even imagine something if you weren't in perfect alignment with it. This is your divinity. See, the world has programmed you to think of all of these buts. But we will declare I am. We will use the Creator's name, I am, and we will insert something, I am prosperity. But I don't know when the job's gonna come. I might have these subconscious blocks. I just been having trouble in my past keeping it. It is you who is telling that story. What story are you telling? How can you on one hand say that you are God made manifest? You are the perfect creation of the Creator. You are the wish fulfilled of divinity, and then walk around in another moment saying that you are not in the state of the wish fulfilled? How could you not be? It is your birthright to be in that state. Claim it. Walk as it. Know it. Instead of trying to walk in faith, instead of trying to be in alignment, simply go to the deeper truth that you are always in alignment no matter what. You are always worthy no matter what. Go to that deeper truth. Go to that end. Stay there, and then allow the infinite quantum paths to unfold beautifully to get you exactly where you want to be. You already have it. You're already worthy. You're already loved. You're already prosperity. You're already whole. You're already healed. In the Father's house, which is the temple that you are many mansions. A mansion is a dimension or a different perspective. They're already within you. You're already whole.
You already got it.
Y'all know what's strange? The fact that when you have an inner dialogue with yourself, sometimes the dialogue says, I am this, I am that, I am this. And then the other half of the time, your inner dialogue is saying, you are this, you are that, you are. Think about it. Like, really think about what I'm saying. Your inner dialogue sometimes says, I am this, I am that. That's what you're saying. And then sometimes it's saying, you are this, you are that. Why is it two different voices in your mind? One being yourself saying, I am, the other one being something else saying, you are. No, because think about it. Is the I am really you, but the you are is really some type of spirit, some type of unclean thing, or some type of demonic spirit trying to tell you things about yourself that you're not? Because think about it. When the I ams is saying things, it's like you are agreeing with it. But when the you ares are saying things, it's like almost like always insults, always something negative or derogatory shouted at you. It's like you are this, you are that. And it's like always replaying in your mind. But the I ams are typically, if they are negative, it's like you're actually thinking it about yourself and you're saying it. But the you are thoughts come out of nowhere. The I am thoughts come from yourself. Isn't that weird? Remember, it's an attack on the mind. Remember to be transformed and renewed by the changing of your mind. Oh, that's interesting.
You just got to switch your inner dialogue sometimes. You know, sometimes it's as simple as a small little word and you'll tell yourself these things over and over and over again and it becomes true. But sometimes you just got to switch up the things that you might be saying about yourself. Or switch up how you're saying them things, because it's really just the small things. But yeah, these are some of the most spiritual and enlightening TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.